Colby Covington is back in the headlines, this time for absolutely roasting Garry during a live stream that's quickly gone viral. Known for his unfiltered, often brutal trash talk, Colby didn't hold back one bit when asked about the undefeated Irishman. "What do I think of Garry?" Colby began. "I think he's a loser." That alone was enough to set social media ablaze, but things quickly escalated. In classic Colby fashion, he launched into a vulgar tirade, dragging Garry's personal life and marriage into the spotlight with some shock value insults that had fans and fighters alike reacting in disbelief. Colby mocked Garry's recent fight performances and even went so far as to mention his wife and her past relationships. He was sitting bent over getting dominated, just like he does when he watches his wife get railed by her ex-husband, he said, laughing. Usually he's watching, cucked by the nutritionist, her ex. Then, with a smirk, he added, but now the roles were reversed. Ian's wife was watching him get bent over. Whether you find it entertaining or tasteless, Colby knows how to stir up controversy. Some fans say he crossed the line, while others argue that it's just part of his heel persona. As of now, Garry has yet to respond publicly, but you can bet that this feud is far from over. Moving on to another hot topic, Tom Aspinall is still hopeful for a clash with Jon Jones. Despite months of silence from Jonesy's camp and growing speculation about retirement, the interim heavyweight champ isn't giving up. Speaking on Rico Verhoeven's YouTube channel, Aspinall shared his belief that the fight will eventually happen. "You're getting an exclusive," he said. "I think we'll get it. I think that fight happens." Fans have long anticipated a champion vs interim showdown between the British powerhouse and the GOAT. But with Jones recovering from injury and staying relatively quiet, doubts continue to build. "I don't know, man," Aspinall admitted. "Some people tell me to move on. Others say I'm pushing him further away the more I talk. But this is what we do. We fight. Why are we even here if we're not going to unify the belts?" Until Jones makes a definitive move, Aspinall continues to train, speak out, and keep the pressure on. If the fight happens, it could be one of the biggest heavyweight showdowns in UFC history. Speaking of big fights, Joe Rogan recently shared his thoughts on a potential matchup between Sean O'Malley and Merab Dvalishvili, and he didn't mince words. "The Merab fight? That's tough," Rogan said on his podcast. "I don't know how Sean keeps that guy off of him." Though Rogan praised O'Malley for his recent dedication, improved training habits, and fixing a nagging hip injury, he was clear about the challenge Merab poses. "That guy is a machine," Rogan said. "Cardio for days. He's like Khabib, but maybe even more relentless." He recounted how Merab was out running the day after a brutal fight, proving again that his gas tank is unmatched. If the UFC books that fight, O'Malley will need to be in peak condition, because Merab isn't slowing down for anyone. Now to a fighter who's not letting setbacks define him, Israel Adesanya. Despite losing 3 straight, the last stylebender seems more focused and mentally composed than ever. According to coach Tim Welsh, Adesanya has handled the slump with surprising grace. "You'd think he'd be bitter," Welsh said. "But he's humble. He's grounded. He's still that guy, just in a rough patch." Adesanya shocked the world in April 2023 when he knocked out Alex Pereira to reclaim the middleweight belt. But since then, losses to Sean Strickland, Dricus du Plessis, and Nordine Marvov have raised questions about his future. At 35, is a title run still possible? Many doubt it, but those close to Adesanya say don't count him out just yet. With his mindset intact, a comeback might be just around the corner. Now let's talk about one of the most unexpected moments of the week. Khamzat Chimaev confronting Leon Edwards at a gym in England. According to Khamzat, it wasn't planned. He simply walked into the gym, saw Edwards, and asked if he wanted to spar. Edwards declined and quickly left. He looked tense, Khamzat said. Didn't even make eye contact. The two were originally scheduled to fight in 2021, but COVID-19 complications forced Khamzat out. With Khamzat now fighting at middleweight and Edwards holding the welterweight title, a fight between them seems unlikely. Still, the tension from that gym encounter reignited interest in what could have been. Finally, let's get to the biggest leak of the week. Belal Muhammad vs. Shavkat Rakhmonov, reportedly set for October. The news came from none other than UFC commentator John Onik during a podcast appearance. When asked about Belal's future, Onik replied, "We'll see what Shavkat Rakhmonov has for him in October." That single line sent fight fans into a frenzy. While the UFC hasn't officially confirmed it, this would be a blockbuster matchup in the welterweight division. Belal is riding a 10-fight unbeaten streak, having taken out top contenders like Gilbert Burns and Stephen Thompson. Yet is often overlooked. A win over the undefeated Shavkat could finally cement his place as a true title contender. On the other side, Shavkat Rakhmonov is a terrifying presence in the division. At 18-0 with a 100% finish rate, he's yet to see a judge's scorecard. If he beats Belal, there's no doubt his next in line for a title shot. With Leon Edwards expected to defend his title against Colby Covington this summer, the welterweight division could finally get some clarity. And if Belal versus Shavkat goes down in October, it might determine who gets the next crack at UFC Gold. That's going to wrap it up for today's MMA News Roundup. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss a beat in the fight game. Until next time, stay sharp, fight fans.